It's time for Hamilton Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online. Tonight, the 9th ranked in Class 4A Southeastern Royals welcome the Bears from Lawrence Central. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Royals basketball on ASO. Hamilton Southeastern coming off of a big win last night as they were part of a boys-girls doubleheader at the Mill at Noblesville. And Hamilton Southeastern came away with the victory to improve to 5-1 on the season as they knocked off Noblesville by the score of 53-41. Zach Irvin, game-high honors of 21 points and 10 rebounds, along with 4 assists. And before we go into what happened last night, we'll have our national anthem. That was our national anthem performed by the Hamilton Southeastern Jazz Band, who are in attendance tonight. Brian Scott back with you at Hamilton Southeastern High School. We were talking about the game last night where the Royals defeated the Noblesville Millers by the score 53-41. Zach Irvin, game high, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Paul Furlan had 6 rebounds, 8 points, and a pair of assists. And a good contribution last night from Ross Risley. Ross comes away with 8 points. He also collected 8 rebounds last night for Hamilton Southeastern. It was really a tale of the Royals getting off to a quick start. They led 15-7 after the end of the first quarter and then had to withstand a Noblesville run in that second quarter as they went to the locker room at the half, leading only 24-21. But a good start to the third quarter, and the Royals were able to hang on to the 53-41 win last night. For Hamilton Southeastern, again, as we talked about some of the stats from last night, they shot 33% from 3, 7 of 21. They were also perfect from the line, 6 of 6. And one of the things Coach Satterfield had talked about in his coach's podcast earlier this week was the need to want to do a better job of getting inside, getting those interior points, not settling for outside perimeter shooting. And at times last night, that seemed to be another woebegone aspect of some of what the Royals did. But they come away with the victory. They improve to 5-1 on the season, and they are currently ranked number 9 in Class 4A. They will take on the Lawrence Central Bears, who, oddly enough, had their first game last night against Pike. Wasn't a pretty affair as Pike came away with a 78-51 victory. That game was at Pike, a tough place to play. Your very, very first game of the season. If you're wondering why we go all the way to December 7th before Lawrence Central is able to get their first basketball game in the books, well, you got to remember they are the Class 5A state football champions, and as many schools do, you have many key members of your basketball team are also members of the football team, and you don't practice you don't practice basketball while you're playing football. So they actually had to reschedule games against Lawrence North and Tech to January. They got their first action last night. They'll be playing some holiday basketball at Lawrence Central as well. They'll be playing Bowman. But it will be this will be their second game of the season, and they're going to come on a back-to-back game here at Hamilton Southeastern. Both teams have made it their way out onto the court. The particulars for this game, Lawrence Central, again, they come in with a record of 0-1. The head coach is J.R. Schelt. He's 51-60 in his 6th year at the helm of the Bears, 52-80 in his 7th year overall. And, of course, the head coach of the Royals is Brian Satterfield, 181-75 in his 12th year at the helm of the Southeastern Royals. Again, I mentioned Pike defeated Lawrence Central last night 78-51, while Hamilton Southeastern defeated Noblesville 53-41. Over the last 15 years, this has been a tight one, but Hamilton Southeastern has a 9-6 record in these games over the last 15 years. But it was the Bears that came away the winner last year in a close one. Went down to the wire with the Bears edging out a 2-point win, 70-68. Lawrence Central comes into this contest averaging 51 points per game. And, of course, they've given up 78. That's the score of last night's contest. And then Hamilton Southeastern, they come into tonight's contest averaging a little over 64 points a game while giving up just a hair over 57 points per game. After tonight, it'll be a bit of a layoff again as the Royals won't play again until next Friday night. That game will be at Zionsville, another Hoosier Crossroads Conference matchup. We will have that game for you live here on ASO. We will have video of that contest. Zionsville, one of our partner schools as well. We do have video capabilities at Zionsville, so yours truly will be back on the call next Friday night when the Royals travel to Zionsville to take on the Eagles. That is also our next broadcast here on Audio Sports Online will be next Friday against Zionsville. About ready to have the starting lineups introduced here at Hamilton Southeastern. And again, we'll go over the starters for you. First off, for the Lawrence Central Bears, head coach is J.R. Schelt. Starting at a guard is a 5'10 senior, Devontae Harris. At the other guard is a 5'10 junior, Devin Heath Granger. At third guard is a 6'2 freshman, Kyle Guy. At forward is a 6'7 senior, Richard Freeman. And the other forward is a 6'7 senior, Devontae Brent. So in the backcourt for the Bears, it will be Harris, Heath Granger, and Guy. And up front, it will be Freeman and Brent. Those are the starting five for head coach J.R. Schelt's Lawrence Central Bears. For Brian Satterfield's Hamilton Southeastern Royals, pretty familiar lineup. Starting at a guard, a 6'1 senior, Paul Furlan. At the other guard is a 6'2 junior, Tyler Jenkins. The third guard is a 6'1 junior, Eric Davidson. At forward, a 6'8 senior, Zach Irvin. The change tonight will be at the other forward position. Getting the start really at a center is a 6'8 senior, Larry Johnson. So in the backcourt, it'll be Furlan, Jenkins, and Davidson. And up front, it'll be Irvin and Johnson. Those are the starting five tonight for Brian Satterfield's Hamilton Southeastern Royals as we get set for basketball here at Hamilton Southeastern High School. Teams have been introduced. Lawrence Central is in the burgundy. Hamilton Southeastern in the home whites as we get ready for basketball. JV team played earlier. And let's just say, not one of Coach Calvin Bembry's fondest moments. He had problems with the officiating all night long. And he left the court not too pleased. He's back out there now with the varsity as the Royal JV team fell to Lawrence Central. Ready for basketball as Larry Johnson will jump center against Richard Freeman. As the two big men, it gets tipped up, controlled by Devontae Brent. And the ball will belong to Lawrence Central to start this basketball game. Over a man-to-man defense. Pull-up jumper from the left elbow by Guy is no good. And here come the Royals. Jenkins to Zach Irvin. Irvin will give it up to Paul Furlan as the Royals also look over a man-to-man defense provided by the Bears. Tyler Jenkins in the lane, kicks it out to Davidson, over to Irvin. Zach with the basketball, over to Furlan. Back to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins with the basketball as the Royals look to be patient on the perimeter, looking for something inside. Davidson cuts through, back screen. Here's Zach Irvin, drives baseline, kicks it out to Davidson. One more pass to Furlan for three, too strong off the back iron. And Devontae Harris brings it up to the front court for the Bears. He will kick it out, and then a nice find underneath as Kyle Guy finds Devontae Brent for the first bucket of this game. It belongs to the Bears. They lead 2-0, under 6-7 minutes left to go first quarter. Zach Irvin with the basketball. He looks to drive, pull-up jumper from 14 is good. Zach Irvin has the first bucket, and the Royals will go to a 2-2-1 press off of the made basket. Bears no problem getting it into the front court. They give it down low, driving and blocked by Larry Johnson on Richard Freeman. Freeman had no idea Johnson was behind him, and Johnson comes away with a block. Here's Paul Furlan with a basketball. He'll kick it back to Zach Irvin. Zach drives in the lane, pull-up jumper in front of the free throw line. No good. Brent with the rebound. He will give it to Harris. Harris in the lane, right-hand runner, no good. Ball is loose. Harris comes away with it, loses it briefly, and now he'll toss it up top. They'll go down low. This is Devontae Brent. Right-hander goes down and comes back out, and we'll have a whistle and a foul underneath going against the Bears. Now, they're going to say it hit. It did go against the Bears. It will go against Devontae Brent. His first, team first. As we remain tied at 2 with 6 minutes left to go in this first quarter of play, as Paul Furlan brings it up to the front court, guarded by Heath Granger. He'll give it to Eric Davidson. Davidson, left side to Jenkins. Long-range three on its way. That one's just a little long, and Brent comes down with a rebound for the Bears. He will give it to Harris. Harris in the front court. Right side, this is Heath Granger in the lane, right-hand runner. Can't get it to fall as it goes halfway down and comes back out. And we'll have the first foul called against Hamilton Southeastern. I believe it'll go against Paul Furlan. Furlan will be called for his first, team first, and to the line will be Heath Granger shooting a pair. First free throw clangs out. Substitution as Eric Davidson will depart. Chris Ford will enter the lineup for Coach Satterfield. One more free throw for Devin Heath Granger. And he missed them both with Irvin clearing the rebound for the Royals. Into the front court it goes. This is Johnson back out to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins working on Harris. They try to get it down low to Larry Johnson. It goes off of Larry out of bounds, and the ball will go back to the Bears. Substitutions as Kyle Guy departs. And now into the lineup will be Jordan Martin. They will send it up top, and then a traveling violation is Devontae Harris. Forgot to put the ball on the court before making his move, and he's called for steps. We remain tied at 2 with 5:08 left to go in this first quarter. Royals have the basketball. As Tyler Jenkins gets it into the front court, leaves it off for Zach Irvin. Irvin to Furlan. Furlan drives, loses the basketball, and the Bears go on the break. Harris leaves it up. Tried to leave it up high for Heath Granger. Instead, they will back up, force the three. Shot's no good. Here comes Zach Irvin. Irvin in the lane, goes to the hole. He won't get the bucket, but he's going to earn a trip to the charity stripe as he's going to be fouled. Foul will go against Jordan Martin. That's his first, team first. And Zach Irvin, who is a 67% free throw shooter, is at the line to shoot a pair. Zach hits the first of 2. Tyler Janney now in for Paul Furlan. Zach averaging 23.5 points per game and just shy of a double-double at just under 10 rebounds per game for Hamilton Southeastern. Second free throw is up. He canned them both. He has all 4 of the Royals' points. They lead by a bucket, 4-2. More 2-2-1 pressure applied by the Royals as Devin Heath Granger is going to be fouled by Chris Ford. Blocking foul called against Chris, his first, team second. Into the lineup, Abdul McGraw. He will take over for Devontae Brent. Royals up a bucket as they throw it into the backcourt to Devontae Harris. And Harris will bring it into the front court for the Bears. Tries to make a move on Tyler Janney. Right-hand runner in the lane is up and good. Good move by Harris. He has his first bucket, and we're tied at 4. Tyler Jenkins, pull-up jumper, foot on the line, shot no good. Rebound finally controlled by the Bears, and now a foul called against Tyler Janney. As getting the loose ball for the Bears was Jordan Martin, and Tyler ends up fouling him. His first 13 foul as Larry Johnson will take a breather, and Ross Risley, who had 8 points and 8 boards in last night's win at Noblesville, is back in the game, is now in the game, I should say, for Coach Satterfield for the first time. Devontae Harris leaves it up top. This is Kyle Guy, the freshman. And now they leave it off to Abdul McGraw. McGraw loses it. There's the outlet to Zach Irvin, but it is stolen by McGraw. McGraw left side gets it underneath to Richard Freeman. His shot's no good. Freeman gets the rebound, puts it back up, can't get the bucket, but he will earn a trip to the free throw line as the foul's going to go against Southeastern. It's going to go, I believe, against Tyler Jenkins. That's his first. The 4th team foul against Southeastern, and Richard Freeman is at the line to shoot a pair. First free throw rims out, and so far, Lawrence Central is 0 for 3 from the free throw line. One more free throw for Freeman. Second free throw is no good. Risley clears the boards for Southeastern, and Tyler Janney will bring it up for the Royals. This is Risley way out on top. He'll finally give it to Tyler Jenkins, right side to Janney. Janney thought about getting it to Risley. Here's Irvin for 3. Zach Irvin, long-range bomb, top of the key, makes it a 7-4 Royals lead. 3:19 remains in this first quarter. Here is Harris, fancy bit of dribbling, and drives down the lane for the bucket. Good ball skills by Devontae Harris. And he finishes it off with a nice drive to the hoop. It's a 1-point Royal lead to Zach Irvin. We'll give it up top to Jenkins, right side to Janney. Back to Zach. Zach, long-range 3 again is good. 10 points for Zach Irvin. He has all the Royals points in this first quarter. They lead by 4. Here is Harris, makes a move on Risley, and they will wave off the basket, say the foul occurred on the floor, and the foul is going to go against Ross. Ross is first, but the team's 5th. As Tyler Jenkins will take a seat, and Keegan Culp now in for Coach Satterfield. Kyle Guy will trigger the inbounds, gets it to Freeman as they look to move the ball around. Guy gives this up to Devin Heath Granger. Back to Kyle Guy to Heath Granger. Granger guarded by Janney. Right hand dribble, pounds it, gives it up to Freeman. Freeman from the right elbow, pops the shot, no good. Loose ball, finally controlled by Zach Irvin of Royals. Zach drives, kicks it out. 4-3, Chris Ford, shot no good. Rebound controlled by the Bears. They come back the other way in a hurry. Driving the lane, not getting the bucket, but heading to the line is Kyle Guy. It is the 6th team foul against Hamilton Southeastern as Chris Ford picks up his second personal foul. And it's actually Abdul McGraw at the line to shoot the 2 free throws. Misses the first of 2. Wade Traeger now in for Coach Satterfield. He will take over for Chris Ford. Meanwhile, for Coach J.R. Schelt of the Bears, if he could just get his team to make some free throws, they would have the lead. But so far, they are 0 for 5. Second free throw is up. That is no good. And Traeger has the loose ball for the Royals. Zach Irvin, a little hesitation step, pulls up, jumper short. Rebound controlled by Heath Granger of Lawrence Central. He will go underneath. He will find Brent. Brent misses the easy basket, and Tyler Janney has it for the Royals. He is stripped Ball still loose, and now we have a timeout called as Kyle Guy got the basketball. Devontae Brent slow to get up. And J.R. Schelt will call a 30-second timeout with 1:41 left to go, opening quarter. Hamilton Southeastern leads Lawrence Central by the score of 10-6. You're watching Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. Once again, our next broadcast will be next Friday, or this coming Friday, I should say. It will take place at the home of the Eagles at Zionsville. Zionsville fell for the first time this season last night as they fell to Ronald Norrid's Brownsburg Bulldogs in overtime. We'll take you around the Hoosier Crossroads Conference at halftime of this contest. Out of the timeout for the Royals, it will be Zach Irvin, Paul Furlan, Ross Risley, Keegan Culp, and Wade Traeger. And for the Bears, Devin Heath Granger, Jordan Martin, who drives baseline, rejected by Ross Risley, but there to get the putback is Devontae Brent. Royals quickly into the front court, and Keegan Culp's three is no good. Brought down by Risley. Zach Irvin gets the loose ball to Furlan for three. That's long. But Irvin gets the rebound, and he will try to throw it off of Jordan Martin, but Martin caught the ball, brings it into the front court, almost lost it. And now he will give it up. Guy for three, right wing. His shot no good. Irvin with a rebound for Southeastern. Zach with the basketball, left side to Traeger. Wade will give it up to Risley, who will give it back to Zach Irvin. And the Royals will set up their half-court offense. 10-8, 46 seconds remain in this first quarter. Royals with the basketball and the 2-point lead. Risley, right corner. And a nice find, finds Paul Furlan. Furlan misses a shot, but the putback is up and in by Keegan Culp. Count the basket, send Keegan to the line. Foul will go against the Bears. Kyle Guy, his first, team foul number 3. And Keegan will head to the charity stripe, a 67% free throw shooter, and try to convert the three-point play. Keegan misses the free throw, rebound by Abdul McGraw. And the Bears look to hold for the final shot of the quarter with 25 seconds remaining. Harris, right side. This is Heath Granger as they look to take the air out of it with 15 seconds remaining. A 4-point Southeastern lead with the Bears holding for the final shot of the quarter. Under 10, under 8. Now holding, and now they go with 5 seconds. Right side, Heath Granger was all alone. His three is long. It'll go out of bounds as the buzzer goes off. And that's the end of the first quarter of play here at Hamilton Southeastern. The Royals, they get the big lead thanks to 10 points from Zach Irvin in the opening quarter. And they'll head to the second with a 12-8 lead. This is Southeastern basketball on Audio Sports Online. Zach Irvin scores 10 points in the opening quarter, and Hamilton Southeastern has raced to a 12-8 lead. Again, Irvin leading all scorers with 10 points. Keegan Culp with a bucket. 4 points for Devontae Harris and Devontae Brent for the Lawrence Central Bears. But for head coach J.R. Schelt of the Bears, it's missed opportunities at the free throw line. The Bears went to the charity stripe 6 times, could not convert on a single one. And in a game in which they find themselves trailing by 4, just making 4 of the 6 would mean this game would be tied. For the Royals, they were 2 of 3. Zach Irvin hitting both of his free throws. Keegan Culp missing his only. Royals will begin the second quarter with a basketball. Paul Furlan, Zach Irvin, Tyler Jenkins, Eric Davidson, and Larry Johnson. Those are your starting 5 to begin the second quarter for the Royals. It is Richard Freeman, Devin Heath Granger. As here is Larry Johnson. Nice ball fake. Skips it out to Davidson for three. And Eric Davidson hits the three. Nice job by Larry Johnson with a pass down the baseline to a wide open Eric Davidson. Here's a long cross-court pass for three by Jordan Martin. Shot's no good, and Furlan controls the rebound for Southeastern. Here is Zach Irvin, pull-up jumper. It's no good. Here come the Bears the other way. Devin Heath Granger takes it to the cup, lays it high off. Shot no good. Gets the zone rebound finally. Its shot is no good. The ball is still loose, and Eric Davidson came away with it. Here's Larry Johnson, right side. Paul Furlan, and there's basket interference. Count the basket for Paul Furlan, as getting a hand up in the cylinder was Taylor Chilton. And that will count for Paul Furlan. For the Bears, they currently have Kyle Guy, Devontae Harris, Jordan Martin, Taylor Chilton, and Abdul McGraw. Here is a long three, no good by Martin. Irvin has the basketball for the Royals. They lead by 9. Tyler Jenkins, right side, gives it to Johnson. Johnson to Davidson. Davidson around a Johnson screen. Kicks it out to Furlan. Furlan thought about the three, kicks it to Tyler Jenkins. 17-8, Royals with the lead and the basketball as Zach Irvin works on Devontae Harris. Crossover dribble again out to Furlan for three. That one's off the front end. There's Zach Irvin underneath to put it back up and in. Zach with 12 points, and it's a double-digit lead for the Royals at 19-8 as we approach the 6-minute mark left in this first half. Long-range three is up, and it is good by Kyle Guy. Guy has his first points for the Bears, and it's a 19-11 Royals lead. Furlan, right side. Davidson from long range is good. Eric Davidson with an NBA three puts the Royals back up by 11. 5:38 remaining in the first half. Royals once again from the perimeter. Here's Devontae Harris shot. It's no good. Irvin clears the rebound. Outlet pass to Davidson. Davidson plays it up and in. Good job, Eric Davidson, controlling the basketball and then getting the bucket. And a timeout is going to be called by J.R. Schelp as he watches his team fall behind by the score 24-11. 8 points for Eric Davidson, a pair of threes. 12 points for Zach Irvin in the game. And the Royals are out in front by 13 with 5:24 left to go first half. You're watching Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. You got it. .524 left to go in this first half. Hamilton Southeastern up by the score of 24-11. As I just mentioned, leading all scorers with 12 points is Zach Irvin. Eric Davidson with two big threes here in this second quarter. One of them from NBA range off of the right wing. He now has 8 points. He just finished off a nice play on the outlet pass. Was able to gain control of the basketball and finish it off for his 8th point. That caused Coach J.R. Schelp of the Bears to call timeout. And he watches his team now trailing by 13 points. Kyle Guy will toss it left side to Devontae Harris. Harris back to Guy. Feeds down low to Freeman. Freeman lost the basketball, and they'll say it went off of Paul Furlan. Tyler Janney will re-enter the lineup for Paul Furlan. So currently it is Janney, Irvin, Jenkins, Davidson, and Johnson. Freeman with the basketball. Tries to force it up. It's going to get bailed out as he tried to split the double team. And a foul is going to be called against Hamilton Southeastern. It is the 7th team foul, and for Larry Johnson, that's his first personal foul. So the Bears will be shooting free throws this remaining 5 minutes and 4 seconds. Meanwhile, Richard Freeman is at the line where he is already 0 for 2 tonight. Bears have yet to make a free throw, And they change that there as Freeman hits the first. Lawrence Central now 1 of 7 from the charity stripe. First point of the night for Freeman. And his second free throw is on its way. That's no good. And as Janney goes for the rebound, Freeman tried to follow it up, and he's going to be called for over the back. For Freeman, that's his first. It is the 4th team foul. As we have substitution as re-entering is Devin Heath Granger. He will take over for Abdul McGraw. Royals lead by 12, 5:03 left to go first half. Tyler Jenkins with the basketball as the Royals look over man-to-man pressure. Tyler looks, finally gets it across. He will go to Tyler Janney. Janney with the basketball in the lane, leaves it off for Irvin, stripped from behind by Heath Granger, but the Royals will keep it at their end. Ross Risley set to return for the Royals. He'll give Larry Johnson a spell. 24-12, Southeastern with the basketball in a lead at 4:45 left to go. On the inbound, Zach Irvin from Tyler Jenkins. And that's going to cause a timeout called by J.R. Schelt. Nobody bothered to block out. Nobody bothered to block out Zach Irvin. Zach just flew in from the backcourt and slammed it home on a nice feed from Tyler Jenkins. And the lead is back to 14 at 26-12 with 4:42 left to go in this first half of play. Coach Schelt not at all pleased that on the inbound play they let Zach Irvin get lost. As now it is the Bears with the basketball, looking over some 2-2-1 pressure applied by Lawrence Central. Lawrence Central, I should say, with the basketball. Devontae Harris tries to feed it down. Ball is stolen by Tyler Janney. Janney right side, stutter step by Eric Davidson. Wanted to do a little bit of a hesitation, dribble, shuffle the feet, and he'll be called for steps. Taking a seat will be Glenn Calvin, who was in for only a moment. He'll be replaced by Abdul McGraw. 26-12 is our score, with Devontae Harris bringing it into the front court. Skip pass to Devin Heath Granger, long range three. That's off of the flange. Irvin and Abdul McGraw go up. They tie it up, and the possession error will favor the Bears. Chris Ford will return for the Royals. He'll take over for Eric Davidson. And Guy will trigger the inbounds. Here's Devin Heath Granger as we approach the midway point of quarter number 2. Heath Granger to Kyle Guy. Guy, a freshman, playing the varsity here for Coach Schelt. Left side to Devontae Harris. Back to Guy, thought about the long range three. Instead gives it to McGraw. Back over to Kyle Guy. Guy gets Freeman in the lane. Back to Devin Heath Granger. Over to McGraw. McGraw cut off, and he'll be stepped on the baseline. And a long possession is fruitless for the Bears as they turn it over. And Coach Schelt says he wants some full court man-to-man pressure applied on the inbounds. Janney to Risley. Risley thought about it. Had Zach Irvin, wide open. Couldn't get him the basketball. Tyler Jenkins with the basketball. To Ford, to Risley. Risley underneath, puts it up, too strong. And Kyle Guy has the loose ball and rebound for the Bears. And it's going to be poked out of bounds as Guy was trying to feed to McGraw. Tyler Janney knocks it out of bounds. Keegan Culp set to return for the Royals, as does Jordan Martin, as Richard Freeman will leave. And Zach Irvin is finally going to get a blow as he sits down with 14 points. 3:15 left to go, first half, 26-12. Long range three on its way and good by Devontae Harris. Harris leads the Bears with 7 points. It's still an 11-point Southeastern lead. with 3 minutes left to go in the first half. And Tyler Janney looking for Chris Ford underneath, has it poked out of bounds by the Bears. Grant Leach now in for the Royals. He'll take over for Tyler Jenkins, and Devontae Brent comes in. He will come in for Kyle Guy. 26-15, 2:58 left to go first half, with Ford triggering the inbounds. Right side gives it to Leach. Leach tries to get it to Culp, but it's stolen away by Brent. Ball is still loose on the court, and we will have a tie-up with the possession arrow favoring the Royals. Devontae Harris down on the court. He gets tied up, and the Royals will have the possession, leading by 11 with 2:49 left to go in the first half. And that will bring off of the bench Justin Barksdale, who will come in for Ross Risley. So Justin Barksdale seeing his first minutes here in this contest, as Chris Ford will trigger the inbound from the sideline, throw it into the backcourt to Tyler Janney. Janney into the front court, leaves it off of Ford, back to Tyler. Janney to Ford. Ford right side, Keegan Culp, three from the wing is up. It rims out. Loose ball controlled by Abdul McGraw for the Bears. Lawrence Central into the front court. Devin Heath Granger tried to leave it off for Devontae Brent, handed it to Southeastern. Here is Chris Ford laying it up and in. Good job on the fast break as the Royals come away with it. Lawrence Central just as quickly back. Devin Heath Granger was where that pass was intended to, and Chris Ford took it away from him. 28-15, Royals in command. Tyler Janney down low. Spin around by Barksdale, and he will earn a trip to the line as he's going to be fouled. Foul will go against Abdul McGraw. That's his first. Team foul number 5 as Justin Barksdale is at the line. Misses the first of 2. Devin Heath Granger is out, and returning is Kyle Guy. Meanwhile, Justin with one more free throw. He is a 75% free throw shooter, and he hits the second of 2. He has his first point. It's a 14-point Southeastern lead, under 2 minutes left to go first half. They get it into the front court. McGraw goes right side, lays it up off the right hand, getting around Barksdale, and he'll put it up and in. 29-17, Keegan Culp watches that one red out, and Devontae Harris into the front court. Little stutter step, lays it off right hand, count the basket, and put him on the line. Nice little move by Devontae Harris, and the foul is going to be called against Hamilton Southeastern. And it'll be called against Paul Furlan. That's his second. Team foul number 8. Chris Ford and Grant Leach will leave. Zach Irvin and Eric Davidson will return to Coach Satterfield's lineup. And Devontae Harris looking to convert the three-point play, as he does. 10 points for Devontae Harris. A 9-point Hamilton Southeastern lead with 1:30 left to go in the first half. 29-20 is our score. As now we will see the Bears go to a 2-3 zone. Here's Zach Irvin from the right elbow. Shot no good. Guy clears the rebound for the Bears. They get it into the front court. Kyle Guy with the basketball. He is cut off. He will send it out to the perimeter. McGraw will drive baseline, make a move, and with a nice little move, lay it over the front rim and get the bucket. 4 points for McGraw. It's now a 7-point Southeastern lead. Again, the Bears will stay in the zone with 45 seconds remaining in the half. Royals will be content to just hang on for the final shot and to see if the Bears will walk out of this zone. And now they will switch to a man-to-man with 30 seconds left. So they go from zone to man-to-man. Jenkins makes a move, drives, is cut off, leaves it for Davidson. Davidson gets his man in the air. Little scoop, right-hander is short. And here come the Bears. Devontae Harris has the basketball. 15 seconds remain first half. Harris will pull it back. 10 seconds remain. The end of the first quarter, the Bears weren't too good. Here is Harris. He makes a nice little scoop layup. Misses the shot, but is going to head to the charity stripe. With 5.3 seconds remaining first half. It is the 9th team foul. And the foul will go against Justin Barksdale. Harris at the line, hits the first. He'll have one more. He can make it a 5-point game as Richard Freeman returns for the Bears. Meanwhile, Devontae Harris has one more free throw due to him. And that one comes in and out. Here's Zach Irvin with 2. 1 puts up the 3, in and out, and falls out. And that's how we end the first half of play. Hamilton Southeastern watches Lawrence Central make a charge late in the second quarter, but the Royals will head to the locker room leading by the score 29-23. Check back with us in about 5 minutes. We'll have halftime stats and tell you what's happening in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. This is Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. Halftime here at Hamilton Southeastern High School, and the Royals lead the Lawrence Central Bears by the score of 29-23. Let's look at our halftime statistics. Leading the Lawrence Central Bears with 11 points is Devontae Harris, 4 points each for Abdul McGraw and Devontae Brent, 3 points for Kyle Guy, and 1 point for Richard Freeman. Leading all scorers with 14 points is Hamilton Southeastern's Zach Irvin, 8 points for Eric Davidson, 2 points each for Paul Furlan, Justin Barksdale, and Keegan Culp. Hamilton Southeastern led 12-8 after the end of the first quarter, and they lead here at the break by the score of 29-23. Last night, again, we mentioned it was a boys-girls doubleheader. Already told you how Hamilton Southeastern's boys teams won. The girls team, the top-ranked Lady Royals, they won easily by the score of 61-36, pulling away in that second half. Leading the Royals with 17 points was Taya Reimer, 15 points by Lindsey Walton. So the girls still remain, Chris Huppenthal still remain undefeated on the year as we head toward the holidays. Of course, they will be playing in a big tournament at Newcastle during the holiday break. Let's take a look at the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Leading the HCC right now with a 2-0 conference record and a 5-1 overall record now is the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, winner of their last two. Avon now 1-0 in the conference after knocking off Harrison last night, 2-2 overall. Zionsville previously undefeated. They fell last night, 3-1 overall, 1-1 in the conference. Brownsburg improved to 1-1 in conference play, 2-2 overall. Same could be safe for Westfield. Fishers is 1-1 in conference play and 2-3 overall. McCutcheon is playing, I believe, tonight for the first time. They are actually at North Montgomery, so they have yet to play a conference game, but the Mavericks are 3-1 overall, winners of their last three. Harrison 3-2 overall, 0-1 in the conference. 2-2 for Noblesville, 0-1 in the conference play, and 2-3 for Lafayette Jefferson, 0-1 in HCC action. Games of last night, Avon had to use some free throws down the stretch as they knocked off Harrison 56-48 in a game that was nowhere as close. Like the score indicated. Trust me, I was there. Avon and Harrison, that game went back and forth that fourth quarter. It was Avon with free throws overall. The big news in the HCC last night, Ronald Norris, Brownsburg Bulldogs pull off the upset. They knock off Zionsville in overtime by the score of 50-46. Zionsville handed their first loss of the season. We told you the Royals knocking off the Noblesville Millers 53-41, and it was Westfield needing overtime to defeat Lafayette Jefferson 53-50. Games of tonight, Avon is at Warren Central. Brownsburg is at Pike. Fishers is hosting Franklin Central. Logansport is at Lafayette Jefferson, and McCutcheon is at North Montgomery. And then everybody will be off until next Friday and Saturday when action will resume across the HCC. We're about ready for second half action ourselves here with the Royals leading 29-23 to begin the second half. Same starting five for Coach Shelt's Bears. Devontae Harris, Richard Freeman, Devin Heath Granger, Kyle Guy, and Devontae Brent. And the same starting five for Hamilton Southeastern: Paul Furlan, Zach Irvin, Tyler Jenkins, Eric Davidson, and Larry Johnson. The Bears will have the basketball to begin quarter number 3, trailing by 6. They made a late run there in that second quarter, as they were down at one time by double digits. They cut it to 6. They get it down to Brent. Devontae Brent shot rolls off the back rim, and Zach Irvin has the rebound for Hamilton Southeastern, bringing it into the front court. Little jump stop, count the bucket, and put him on the line for the three-point play. Devontae Brent gets up slowly as he will be charged with the foul. The first team foul against the Bears, and Zach Irvin, who has made his previous 2 free throws, will be at the line to try to convert the three-point play, make it a 9-point game. Little hop step in the lane. And they said Brent did not have himself set. So he's called for the blocking foul. Zach's free throw is good. He's 3 of 3 from the line. 17 points for Zach Irvin, a 9-point Southeastern lead just underway in the second half here at Hamilton Southeastern. Right side driving the lane is Devin Heath Granger. Ball goes out of bounds, but we'll have a whistle and a foul called against the Royals. It will go against Irvin. That's his first, team first in the second half. And Devin Heath Granger is at the line to shoot a pair. Granger scoreless in the first half and missed both free throws he attempted, and he has now missed all three of his attempts. Coach Schelt, that was a sore subject, I'm sure, with Heath Granger missing all four of his free throw attempts as the Bears, outside of Devontae Harris, have been exceptionally poor from the free throw line. Davidson finally gets it into Zach Irvin, and Irvin will bring it up front. And finding Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins is saving it, but he saves it right into the hands of Devontae Brent. Brent will give it to Harris, and Devontae Harris will go left side to Richard Freeman. Back to Harris. Royals in a man-to-man. That's where they have stayed. A pull-up jumper by Harris is no good. Larry Johnson has the rebound for the Royals. This is Eric Davidson. Hands it off to Paul Furlan, and Furlan will set up the half-court offense. Left side, Tyler Jenkins with the basketball, guarded by Heath Granger. Pull-up jumper from the top of the key is no good. Freeman clears the boards for the Bears and will bring it up into the front court. He will drive the lane, go left side, Heath Granger, back to Devontae Harris. 2 shots at a 3, and the Bears can't pull the trigger. Devontae Harris, back left side, Devin Heath Granger. And we'll give it back to Harris in a little two-man game on the near side, but good defense, and now they'll switch off as Davidson will take Devin Heath Granger. Heath Granger gets around a Brent screen. His shot's no good. Ball underneath. Brent gets it, tries to flush it down, is able to do so, but down on the floor is Richard Freeman. He went down hard, and he has not moved. Finally, we see his head move. That is a good sign. He went down hard. Devontae Brent was able to get the loose ball. He tried to flush it down, and in the end, just ended up just sneaking over the top of the rim. Now Freeman has rolled over onto his back and is sitting upright and gets a good hand here from the crowd at Hamilton Southeastern as he went down very hard. He gets up to his feet, will get a good hand, and makes his way over to the bench. Just a hard fall. Might have knocked the wind out of the young man. And Coach Schelt will be forced to make a change, and it'll be Abdul McGraw that will come in. Or excuse me, that's Jordan Martin that will come in. Royals will have the basketball. They lead by 7. Paul Furlan. He's guarded by Devin Heath Granger, and Furlan will dribble it into the front court. Left side, Eric Davidson. Ball fake, drives in the lane, puts up the shot. Can't get it to go, but he's going to earn a trip to the free throw line. Good strong move by Eric. Instead of pulling up for the jumper, took it strong to the cup. He's going to get Devontae Brent with his 3rd personal foul. 2nd team foul, and Davidson is at the line where Eric is a 75% free throw shooter. His first trip tonight, he hits the first of 2. Brent will have to leave, and in his stead will be Glenn Calvin. Meanwhile, Davidson with one more free throw makes them both. Eric now with 10 points and then back to a 9-point advantage for the Royals with 6:09 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Devontae Harris with the ball, looks for a screen from Calvin. Will give it up to Martin. Martin trying to feed to Calvin, and it's poked away by Larry Johnson, and the Bears will retain possession. Down by 9, under 6 minutes left to go 3rd quarter. Devontae Harris will trigger the inbounds from the baseline. He gets it in. This is Devin Heath Granger back to Harris. Harris, nice little ball fake. Shot is missed. It's long. And Harris is able to throw it off of Paul Furlan. Furlan had a chance to grab the loose ball, thought it might go out of bounds, but Devontae Harris wisely was able to get the basketball, throw it off of Paul so the Bears could maintain possession. Abdul McGraw now does come in, and he will come in for Devin Heath Granger. Kyle Guy to trigger the inbounds. He finds Devontae Harris. And Harris will back it up and set up the half court. Looks to get around a screen, guarded by Furlan, kicks it out right side. This is Kyle Guy from the free throw line. Shot is short. Paul Furlan has the rebound. Furlan will set up the half court, goes left side to Eric Davidson. Larry Johnson to Paul Furlan. Cutting through was Eric Davidson. Instead, Zach Irvin will take the shot short from the right elbow, but there to put it back up and in is Larry Johnson. Larry with his first points of the contest, and it's an 11-point Southeastern lead as the lead's back to double digits as we approach 5 minutes left to go third quarter. Down low, and they'll wave off the shot, saying the foul occurred on the floor. As Glenn Calvin and got the basketball. Foul will go against Chris Ford, and that'll be his third. Eric Davidson will leave. Tyler Jenkins will return. Second team foul against Southeastern as they look to get the ball inbounds, and they finally do get it into the hands of Jordan Martin. Martin, left-handed dribble from the left part of the lane. His shot no good. Guy has the rebound for the Bears. Dribbles around from the right elbow. Shots up, no good. Rebound is put up and in. Front of the basket to Taylor Chilton. And the lead's back to single digits at 9 with 4:41 left to go in the third quarter. Furlan dribbles the basketball. He'll go right side into the hands of Zach. Zach, guarded by Chilton, looks to make a move in the lane. Leaves it off for Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins to Larry Johnson. Nice ball movement and a good finish by the Royals. Right side, shot up. Kyle Guy, no good. Zach Irvin clears the boards. Bounce pass. He gets it over to Chris Ford. Ford to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins' shot's no good. Irvin with a rebound, and he'll be pushed out of bounds as he makes the pass. And the foul's going to go against Lawrence Central. Taylor Chilton will be called for his first personal 13th foul against the Bears. Ross Risley now into the lineup as they get the ball into Risley on the inbounds play. It is Furlan, Jenkins, Johnson, Risley, and Irvin. Zach, nice ball move, pull-up jumper is good. 19 points for Zach Irvin, a 13-point Southeastern lead. Driving right side, Devontae Harris drives it around his back. He dribbles around his back, tried to reverse the layup, missed it, and Chilton will knock it out of bounds. Richard Freeman, who took that huge spill, good to see that young man, is back out on the court as Chilton will make a pit stop by Coach J.R. Schelt on his way to the bench as Coach Schelt imparts some wisdom. The Royals trying to lengthen a 13-point lead with 3:31 remaining in the third quarter. Zach Irvin gets his man in the air, wide open jumper, but he leaves it short. Ball is loose, finally tracked down by the Bears, Abdul McGraw. McGraw finds Freeman underneath. Freeman has it partially blocked from behind, gets his shot, gets the putback, gets the bucket, and draws the foul. Foul is going to go against Larry Johnson. That'll be Larry's second team foul, number 3. And Freeman is at the line where he is 1 of 4. And make it 1 of 5 as the Bears' free throw shooting woes continue. It is an 11-point Southeastern lead. This game should be much closer if the Bears could hit free throws. Jenkins right side, Larry Johnson. Nice stutter step and flushes it down with two hands. Larry Johnson with 6 points here in the quarter. 42-29, the Royals with the advantage, 2:46 left to go third quarter. Good shot fake made by McGraw and leaves it for Freeman, and Freeman with a pretty little reverse lays it up and in. 5 points for Richard Freeman. Pretty moves on both ends of the court. Paul Furlan looks, finds Ross Risley, and Risley, as he gets the basketball, is banged into, and they're going to call the foul. Foul, I believe, is going to go against Richard Freeman. That'll be Freeman's second. It is the fourth team foul against Lawrence Central. Royals up 11 with 2:26 remaining in the third quarter as Irvin will trigger the inbound from the near sideline. Gets it to Tyler Jenkins, back to Zach, and Zach is going to be fouled by Kyle Guy. It's a little bit of a give and go that we've seen on several inbounds plays where Irvin will inbound it, give it off to Jenkins. Jenkins will give it right back for Zach to drive baseline. It's the 15th foul against Lawrence Central. Jenkins, right side, Eric Davidson all alone for three. Halfway in, comes back out. Freeman will bring it into the front court. Drives in the lane, right-handed floater is short. Guy with a nice rebound and the put back in the basket. 5 points for Kyle Guy. The lead's back to single digits at 9. 42-33 as we approach 2 minutes left to go third quarter. And we have a timeout called by Brian Satterfield of Hamilton Southeastern. Now let's see what we have. I think there was a timeout called, and Coach was going to be given to Brian Satterfield, and Coach Satterfield said, I didn't ask for one. So they brought both teams back out onto the court, and Zach Irvin's going to trigger the inbounds. 42-33, 2:02 left to go in the third quarter. Irvin finds Jenkins. Jenkins goes up, has it blocked, gets his own rebound, puts it up with the right hand, and puts it in. Tyler Jenkins with his first points. Devontae Harris quickly into the front court, loses it, and as Zach Irvin throws the outlet pass to Eric Davidson, a whistle will stop play, and a foul will be called against the Bears. 1:50 left to go third quarter. 44-33 is our score. And it'll be the first foul against Devin Heath Granger. It is the sixth team foul against the Bears. The Royals will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Eric Davidson back over to Zach Irvin. 1:37 left to go third quarter. Irvin in the lane, hop step, pulls up, jumper, shot no good. Ball is loose and controlled by the Bears. Long outlet pass. Freeman blocked from behind by Irvin, and the follow-up is also no good. Royals come back the other way. Davidson right side. Tyler Janney now in the game. Ross Risley from just inside the arc, no good. Davidson goes up. His shot is short. Risley has the loose ball, kicks it to Jenkins. Jenkins, nice ball fake in the lane. Right-hander off the glass and in. And now a foul called on the, as bringing it up the court was Devontae Harris. Foul's going to be called against the Royals. It will go against Tyler Janney, his second, team foul number 4 against Hamilton Southeastern. Ross Risley will leave as Justin Barksdale returns for Coach Satterfield. 1:03 left to go third quarter. Substitution now for the Bears as Abdul McGraw comes in. Take over for Jordan Martin. 1:03, Royals up by 13 points. Devontae Harris leaves it for Devin Heath Granger, and Granger's pass is stolen by Barksdale. Barksdale to Irvin. Irvin with the leaner, and he won't get the bucket, but Zach will earn another trip to the charity stripe. Blocking foul will be called against the Bears. It'll go against Devontae Harris. That's Harris's first. And Zach Irvin, with 19 points and 3 of 3 from the line, will get his chance to put a couple of more on the board. Hits the first of 2. Royals, as bad as the Bears have shot free throws, that's how good the Royals have been shooting free throws tonight. Irvin 3 for 3 and may get 4 for 4. Ross Risley will return. He'll give Zach Irvin a breather as Zach leaves with 21 points. 50.9 seconds remain in this third quarter. Southeastern's largest lead at 48-33. Devin Heath Granger working on Eric Davidson, drives, lays the right-hander off, and gets the layup. That is Heath Granger's first points of the night. He was 0 for 4 from the line. As Tyler Janney looks to bring it into the front court, and Richard Freeman is just going to bowl him over. Freeman will be hit with his third personal. It is the 7th team foul. So the Royals are heading to the charity stripe. Tyler Janney looks like he got ran over by a truck. But he will go to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. Paul Furlan will be coming in. He'll give Eric Davidson a spell. Davidson with 10 points. Hit a couple of free throws early in the quarter. Janney, front end of the 1-and-1 is good. So he'll earn the bonus. Second free throw is up. Hits front iron, gets the kind home roll, and Tyler Janney has 2 points. The lead's 15 points for the Royals as we head to the final seconds here of quarter number 3. 22 seconds remain. Devontae Harris right side. It's not something that the Bears have done very well as these final minutes of the quarters expire. And dribbling is Kyle Guy. He finally is tied up, and he's going to be tied up by Justin Barksdale with 5.6 seconds remaining. And the Royals have the possession arrow in their favor, and that's going to cause Coach Satterfield to quickly bring in Zach Irvin for this final 5.6 seconds. So the Royals have Irvin back in. Coach Schelt will get Freeman with his 3 fouls out for this final 5.6 seconds and bring in Taylor Chilton. Janney finds Jenkins. 5 seconds remaining. Tyler, pull up 3 on its way. Hits front iron, no good. And the tip by Irvin is going to be waved off. As they say, the lights went off before Irvin tipped the basketball, and that's the end of the third quarter. We'll head to the fourth with Hamilton Southeastern up by 15, 50-35. You're watching Royals basketball on Audio Sports Online. Brian Scott back at Hamilton Southeastern High School where the Royals lead the Lawrence Central Bears by the score of 50-35. Zach Irvin with 7 points in that third quarter. Larry Johnson with 6 points. As the Royals outscore the Bears 21-12 in the third quarter. Bears will have the basketball to begin the fourth and final quarter. It'll be Devontae Harris, Devin Smith Granger, Richard Freeman, Devontae Brent, and Kyle Guy, their starting 5. And for the Royals, it'll be Paul Furlan, Tyler Janney, Ross Risley, Zach Irvin, and Tyler Jenkins. Long-range 3 by Harris is no good, and Zach Irvin has the rebound. He will give it to Paul Furlan. Furlan to Jenkins. Finds Zach Irvin. Irvin's shot comes down, goes back out. But there is Ross Risley for the putback. Give him credit in the bucket. and send him to the free throw line on the foul by the Bears. Foul will go against Devontae Brent. That's his fourth, 19th foul. And Ross Risley is at the line to see if he can complete the three-point play, which he does. Again, good job by the Royals shooting free throws tonight. And they lead 53-35, an 18-point lead. Devin Heath Granger gets cut off, sends it out. Jordan Martin's shot is no good. There once again is Zach Irvin. He is well into double figures in rebounds in tonight's game. To go along with his points, and here is Irvin again with a nice little move. Zach Irvin now with 23 points. Timeout. Coach Schelt and the Lawrence Central Bears, they trail by their largest margin of the ninth, 20 points. It's 55-35 Hamilton Southeastern with 7:05 left to go in this ball game. Southeastern came out on fire in the third quarter and took what was once a 6-point lead and has now stretched it to 20. Once again, our next Royals broadcast on Audio Sports Online will be this coming Friday night as Coach Satterfield's squad travels to Zionsville to take on Coach Busick's Zionsville Eagles. We'll have that game for you on ASO. We will have video of that game. Yours truly will have the call. JV game will begin at 6 o'clock. Varsity game at 7:30. It's right here on Audio Sports Online. Out of the timeout for Hamilton Southeastern, Paul Furlan, Tyler Jenkins, Zach Irvin, Tyler Janney, and Ross Risley. Those are the five out on the court currently for Coach Satterfield. And Devontae Harris, Devin Heath Granger, Richard Freeman, Kyle Guy, and Abdul McGraw. Those are the five for Coach Schelt and the Bears, finding themselves down a world of trouble, down by 20. Heath Granger gives it to Guy. They give it to Harris as the Bears run a bit of a weave. Guy wanted to do the shot. Good defense by Tyler Janney. Here is Freeman, bullies through the lane. They'll say the foul occurred before the shot. It'll be only the 15th foul against the Royals. So it'll be the Bears taking it side out. And the foul is going to go against Risley. For Ross, foul number 2, inbound to Freeman. Freeman drives, puts it off the glass, and misses the shot. Risley with a rebound, and Tyler Janney will bring it into the front court. Royals looking to extend on what is already a 20-point lead. Here's Tyler Jenkins. Gives it to Furlan. Furlan to Risley. Ross drives, leaves it to Irvin. Irvin for 3. That one's off the side of the rim, no good. Guy tries to save it, but he ends up putting a foot on the end line, and the ball will go back to Southeastern. 6:20 left to go in this ball game. Royals up by 20, 55-35. Jenkins, bounce pass, leaves it up to Zach Irvin. Irvin looked a little bit surprised on the bounce pass, but it was a wise idea by Tyler. And Irvin completes the play. Jenkins on the inbounds just forced the bounce pass, and Irvin was able to finally control it. Foul was called against Tyler Janney. That's his third. 16 foul against the Royals. And Devontae Harris trying to get it to Kyle Guy, kind of threw it behind him. And Guy slips and ends up on the court. On the inbound, Paul Furlan almost lost it. In the end, he's able to control it. Here's Zach Irvin with the basketball. Left side, Tyler Janney from the free throw line, steps up and hits. Good job by Tyler. They left him wide open, and Tyler just calmly stepped up to the free throw line, hit the shot. Here is Devontae Harris. Credit him with a basket, and the foul's going to go against Southeastern. It'll be the 7th team foul, and the foul, we'll see who they call it against. It will go against Tyler Jenkins. It'll be Tyler's second. Devontae Harris with 13 points, and the only there that's been able to make a free throw all night. He's 2 of 3, and he's going to try for the three-point play. And he cans it. Substitution, Larry Johnson back in. He will take over for Ross Risley. Royals are up by 21 points, 59-38, 5:44 left to go in this basketball game. Janney to Jenkins. Jenkins finds Furlan in the middle, leaves it off to Tyler Janney. Janney, they find Larry Johnson cutting to the basket, and Larry finishes it off. Royals do a good job with the press, and it ends with a Larry Johnson easy layup. 61-38, long three ball by Kyle Guy is no good. Johnson clears the boards and will hand it to Irvin. Irvin, left side, Tyler Jenkins, thought about three, stepped up, gives it to Irvin. Irvin in the lane. His layup is no good, but Zach is back to the free throw line. Foul is going to be called against Nash Griffin, who is now into the contest for Coach Shelton. Zach Irvin is going to shoot 2 free throws. Hits the first of 2. Zach, perfect on the night. He is 6 of 6. And he has one more to see if he can make it 7 for 7. Which he does. 27 points for Zach Irvin. A 63-38 lead for the Royals. 5:12 left to go in the ball game. Devontae Harris, his shot's no good. Tyler Janney has the rebound, and he'll back it out. Left side to Tyler Jenkins. Jenkins finds Irvin in the lane. Turnaround jumper, too strong. Kyle Guy clears the rebound for the Bears. And he will make a move, and we're going to have a foul called. Looked like Guy extended the forearm, but it looks like they're going to call Tyler Janney for his 4th personal foul. It's the 8th team foul. And that means we're going to have free throws being shot. Zach Irvin's going to get a break. He should get a good hand as he has 27 points. Chris Ford will take over, and Zach does get a good hand. 1-1 in effect as Guy's first free throw is good. That was his first free throw attempt, and he made good on it. One more for the freshman. He converts. He has 7 points, a 23-point lead for the Royals. Janney finds Jenkins. Jenkins into the front court. Little hesitation, dribble through the lane, lays it up and in. Tyler Jenkins with 6 points. And a nice little hesitation dribble through, the lane cleared up, and he finishes with a layup. Almost gets the steal. Here's Guy for 3, top of the key, too strong. Rebound controlled by Johnson for the Royals. Tyler Janney getting some extended minutes here in the varsity game, running the point. Now he'll leave it off to Paul Furlan. Furlan will dribble and stop. Lob pass over to Janney. Janney will dribble around as we approach the midway point here in the 4th and final quarter. Jenkins to Furlan. Furlan thought about the 3, gives it to Jenkins. Jenkins will shoot the 3. It'll bounce around and finally fall into the hands of Nash Griffin of the Bears. Guy goes right side. Richard Freeman with an acrobatic layup move. Didn't get it at the first, but he got his own rebound and he put it away. 7 points for Richard Freeman. But the lead is still 23 for the Royals with 3:34 left to go in the ball game. Paul Furlan all alone for 3 will nail it. Paul left alone. He has 5 points on a nice find from Tyler Jenkins. Here's a pull-up jumper from the right elbow. It's no good by Devontae Harris. Royals come away with a rebound. Jenkins finds Larry Johnson. Johnson goes up strong, and he's going to be fouled. Foul will go against Nash Griffin. That's his 2nd. It's the 10th team foul. And Larry Johnson will be shooting some free throws. Johnson with 8 points. And on the season, a 67% free throw shooter. First free throw from Larry, that's too strong, and we'll have substitutions. Wade Traeger, Keegan Culp now in. As Tyler Jenkins and Paul Furlan will get a nice hand as they head to the bench. Larry will have one more. He missed the first. And he misses them both as the rebounds controlled by Glenn Calvin. 68-42, 3:03 left to go in the ball game. Kyle Guy dribbling. He will send it out. Three ball on its way. No good by Nash Griffin. Janney has the rebound for the Royals. Tyler Janney makes a move. He'll be fouled by Devontae Harris. Only Harris' second, but Royals are already in the double bonus as Grant Leach is getting ready to make his entrance into the lineup as Coach Satterfield now clearing the bench, starting to put some of the JV members in. For Tyler Janney, he's played some extensive minutes in this second half. He's got 4 points, and now he's got 2 free throws. 2 of 2 already from the line. That one a little short. Mecky Biffle now in for Coach Schelt. Biffle played in the JV game earlier. And Janney's set to have a replacement here in just a moment after he can make this second free throw. And he does. Entering the lineup, Grant Leach, as Tyler Janney gets a nice hand from Coach Satterfield. 69-42, that's our score. 2:47 left to go. Kyle Guy trying to make a move, goes left side. Mecky Biffle will shoot the three from the corner. It's short. Johnson has the rebound for the Royals. And now Wade Traeger, he is bumped by Jordan Martin. Second foul against Martin. And we will head to the Royals' end of the court for more free throws as Wade Traeger will look for his first points of the night. Royals have also done an excellent job tonight off the glass as Wade gets the kind roll and gets his first point. Larry Johnson will leave. He did a good job tonight. He will be replaced by Nick Wethington as Johnson got the start. Larry sits down with 8 points. Meanwhile, for Wade, second free throw, that one is short. And Martin has the rebound for Lawrence Central, trailing 70-42. Martin goes underneath, throws off a prayer off the bottom of the backboard. Darren Trice now in for the Bears as Coach Schelt also now starting to get some of his JV players in as Jordan Martin will take a seat. Meanwhile, Kyle Guy remains out on the court. And he will have a pull-up jumper and nail it. They'll say his foot was on the line. 9 points for Kyle Guy, 70-44. Royals well out in front here in the closing minutes of tonight's basketball game. Making a move and setting it out to Nick Withington was Chris Ford. Traeger down low to Wethington. Wethington couldn't handle the pass, and the Bears come away with it. And the ball still being pinballed around. Kyle Guy with a nice move. Set it out to the corner, Darren Trice. But it'll be free throws for the young man as he has hit 2 tonight, and he's at the line. They'll say he was shooting. He was definitely trying to send it out to the corner, but they'll give him 2 free throws. It is the 9th team foul. First one is no good. And while now the score makes it a moot point, that is something Coach J.R. Schelt, I'm sure, is going to work on this upcoming week, is very, very poor free throw shooting by the Bears. As Guy is able to convert his second free throw. And we will have a substitution as Chris Ford will leave. And Mason Hankins is going to get some minutes here. Minute 47 left to go. And a 70-45 Southeastern lead. Mason, left side, Nick Wethington. To Keegan Culp, back over to Mason. Hankins with the basketball, leaves it to Traeger. Traeger, nice move, drives, puts it up, and he'll get the kind roll and get the bucket. 3 points for Traeger. 72-45. Bears quickly come back the other way, and getting the layup is Glenn Calvin. Calvin with his first 2 points. And this basketball will get loose underneath, and they'll say it went off of a Bear, and the ball will remain in possession of Hamilton Southeastern. Zach Irvin tonight was stellar on both the offensive end and off the boards. Here's Traeger. Thought he might pull 3, but instead dribbles it, gives it to Mason Hankins. 1 minute left, and now we'll have a foul called, as getting the basketball was Kyle Guy, and he's going to be fouled by Nick Wethington. 19 foul against the Royals, so we're going to head to the other end, or 10th team foul, excuse me. That both teams now in the double bonus. And Kyle Guy will go to the line to shoot 2. 3 of 4 from the free throw line is Kyle Guy, and that one rattles in and out. But overall, it's been a very, very rough night from the free throw line for Lawrence Central. And Guy makes the second of 2. 59 seconds remain. It is a 34-point Southeastern lead. Wade Traeger drives in the lane, leaves a little right-hand runner, and gets the kind roll and the basket. Going the other way, we're going to have a foul called, as they'll say Keegan Culp committed the personal. Keegan's second personal. And Kyle Guy is back at the free throw line. Guy started this contest, but being a freshman, you can see Coach Schelt trying to run much of the offense through him now that all the rest of the starters are out of the game. Guy is able to make 1 of 2. And 33 seconds remain as the Royals will improve to 6-1 on the year. A very, very successful weekend, I should say, for Coach Satterfield. Traeger holds the basketball. 17 seconds remain. Royals are content to just dribble it out if the Bears will let them, and looks like Coach Schelt is going to let them, and that's what the Royals are going to do. Hamilton Southeastern with an impressive second half. They defeat Lawrence Central by the score of 74-49. Give us a few moments. We'll have final stats in just a moment. This is Royals basketball on ASO. Brian Scott back with you at Hamilton Southeastern High School, where Hamilton Southeastern defeats Lawrence Central by the score 74-49. Royals got off to a good start in this game. They led 12-8 after the end of the first quarter, thanks in large part to Zach Irvin's 10 first quarter points. They withstood a bit of a Lawrence Central run at the end of the second quarter, but they still went halftime with the lead, and then the Royals cranked up the defense, cranked up the offense, and they blow away the Bears in the second half to win 74-49. Let's give you our final stats. First off, for the visiting Bears, they were led with 14 points by Devontae Harris. Kyle Guy scored 12 points, including 7 in that fourth quarter. 7 points for Richard Freeman. 6 points each for Jordan Martin and Devontae Brent. 4 points was scored by Abdul McGraw. 2 points from Taylor Chilton and Devin Heath. Granger, Mecky Biffle, Nash Griffin played. They did not score. For Hamilton Southeastern, leading all scorers with 27 points was Zach Irvin. 10 points from Eric Davidson as he hit some big threes. 8 points from Larry Johnson, who played a very fine game tonight. 6 points from Tyler Jenkins. 5 points each from Paul Furlan and Wade Traeger, as well as Tyler Janney, who also played some really good second half minutes. 3 points for Ross Risley. 2 points each for Chris Ford and Keegan Culp. Grant Leach, Nick Wethington, Mason Hankins played. They did not score, and I should say 1 point for Justin Barksdale. Hamilton Southeastern led 12-8 after the end of the first quarter, 29-23 at the half. They extended their lead to 50-35, and in the end they go out blowing out Lawrence Central by the score of 74-49. For Hamilton Southeastern, they improve on the season to 6-1, while Lawrence Central falls to 0-2. Our next broadcast here of Royals basketball and Audio Sports Online will be this coming Friday as the Royals head back into Hoosier Crossroads Conference action as they travel to Zionsville to take on the Eagles. We will have video of that game. Yours truly will be there. JV game will begin at 6 o'clock. Varsity game set to begin at 7:30. Once again, Hamilton Southeastern wins this one in a blowout going away in the second half as they knock off Lawrence Central by the score of 74-49. This is Brian Scott saying thanks for joining us tonight here on ASO, and we look forward to seeing you next Friday night at Zionsville. Until then, for everybody at ASO, we say so long, everybody.